Roguelikes are a very popular genre. Among them, Shiren the Wanderer is my favorite. I've been working on a Shiren the Wanderer inspired game for about a month, over 100 hours so far, and it's still nowhere close to done. There's so much to tackle. Beautiful UI, smart enemy AI, original mechanics, and tons of items. 100 hours just isn't enough. Just a month in, but it's been a long journey. Early on, the game didn't even look like a game. I started with zero Unity experience, but day by day, through trial and error, the game began to take shape. Development was full of problems. At one point, the ground shook every time the player moved. Each time something broke, I asked myself, why? And spent the day chasing down the cause and fixing it. Dungeon random generation was tough. At first, there weren't even rooms, just one giant floor. And since it heavily affects enemy AI, I had to design it with that in mind from the start. It was constant trial and error. Random map generation took the most time. ChatGPT couldn't fix the bugs. I had to. After days of debugging, it finally started generating maps. Here's what it looks like now. It's finally starting to feel like a game. Of course, you can move around and pick up items. Enemies move too, though honestly, the AI is still pretty basic. Enemies attack, and you can take them down too. There's no music yet, but I've already added a level up system. Explore the dungeon, and the blue map unfolds. Picking up a shield, but weapon and shield equipment isn't finished yet. But item usage is partly implemented. Let me show you. Picking up the green bottle on the left, and using it. You'll see the HP go up. Ignore the rough item UI, it's just temporary. HP's restored, and the unidentified item turns out to be a small potion. The blue area you see is the map. As I mentioned earlier, it's randomly generated, and this was the most time-consuming part to implement. Right now, there's only one map generation algorithm, but I plan to add several more in the future. I'm also thinking of adding water, sky, and ice tiles. I haven't decided on the algorithms yet, but I want them to add real strategic depth. For post-game dungeons, my goal is to make them impossible to clear if you just play casually. I know the map itself looks a bit rough. The walls are all perfect squares, which feels off. I plan to get better assets and adjust them through programming. I want this to be a full-fledged roguelike game. I'm also not satisfied with the attack animations or the enemy animations, and I do intend to improve them. But for now, I'm prioritizing building the core systems. Looks like it's really starting to feel like a game, right? This game is inspired by Shiren the Wanderer, but I know many people have never heard of it. In Japan, it's hugely popular, but in the English-speaking world, it's more of a niche title. I want you to compare some gameplay footage of Shiren the Wanderer with the game I'm making. This is Shiren the Wanderer. It's a turn-based roguelike where every time you take a step, the enemies take a step too. Take a look at this gameplay footage. You'll probably notice the system feels very similar to the game I'm making. You explore randomly generated maps, defeating enemies and picking up items along the way. The player's goal is to reach the deepest floor of each dungeon, and clearing a dungeon means making it all the way to the bottom. By the way, if it's on sale, you can grab it on Steam for around $5 USD, so give it a try. You won't regret it. The sheer number of positive reviews should tell you just how high quality this game is. Explore the dungeon and the blue map expands. Gives you a good idea of my game. I think I've recreated it pretty well, don't you? Of course, if it were exactly the same as this game, it would be boring. While it's inspired by it, I expect it to turn out quite different in the end. I hope you'll look forward to it. And if you have any thoughts or feedback about my game, please leave a comment below. You search for the stairs to move on to the next floor. When you do, the map, enemies, and items are all newly generated. You repeat this loop. That's Shiren the Wanderer. Like, comment, and subscribe. It really makes my day and keeps me motivated to develop more.